Crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside. There we have it, the perfect roast potato every time. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're talking roast potatoes. We're going to bust the myth out of the best roast potato, and you can all go on about cooking in duck fat and everything else. We're going to cook them in veg oil. Simple as that. We're going to make the perfect roast potato, whether you use an air fryer, an oven, whatever. It's the procedure of making the roast potato, how it breaks down the starches, and then we're going to roast it. It's so easy to make the perfect roast potato. Now, duck fat and everything else is for flavour, and all the people that bleat on about, oh, you cook in duck fat, they might only cook roast potatoes once a year in duck fat for flavour. The rest of the time they use oil. We're going to use oil. Everybody can use oil. Let's talk potatoes. I have no idea what these potatoes are. I don't do russets, Maris Piper, or this, that and the other, red roosters or red. Well, I have no interest whatsoever. I'll be perfectly honest. A potato is a potato mashers, a potato roast, a potato chips. They all do it in a different way. Get whatever potato you can get hold of to make your roast potatoes. It's as easy as that. Potatoes, peel, whether you peel them with a knife or you peel with a potato peeler. You need to peel your potatoes. So just peel away until you've got no skin on your potato. There's your potatoes. Now, potatoes we want to cut for roasties. Now you can cut them as big or as small as you like, it's up to you. But we roughly want them about the same size, and we're going to go for big roasties today just to demonstrate this procedure. There is our potatoes chopped. Boiling water in a pan. To make the perfect roast potato every time, baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, baking soda in there with about half a teaspoon. Add your potatoes to that carefully, don't get splashed. We are going to boil these potatoes for 7 minutes. So just bring it back up to the boil and boil it for 7 minutes. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I've got a tray, and I'm just going to tip some oil in that tray. So now we have a little bit of oil that we're going to roast our potatoes in. So okay, what basically happens when you add the baking soda, it breaks down the starches of the potato on the outside. It breaks down the starches of the potato. However, the starches stay on the outside of the potato broken down. That results in a crispy edge potato and fluffy inside when we bake it. That is all it is to the perfect roast potato, which you will see. Now, what we're looking for when we actually cook this, we're not trying to cook them tender in any way whatsoever. We're just trying to break up the starches, and when we get close, I'll show you the side of the potato. You can see the potatoes are normal potato at the moment. Now don't worry about this foam on here. You know, all it is the starches from the potato cooking. I mean, if you really wanted to take it off, but it doesn't really matter. Right, let's bring out a couple of potatoes. Now if you see on there, now on these potatoes you will actually see that the edges are slightly fluffed, roughed. That is the starches that have broken down as now on the edge of the potato. All we do now is put these in a colander to air dry, and we're going to give them a fluff in a pan. Now I know these potatoes are hot, but you can see the edges are fluffed up on the potato. So if I take a spoon, you can see on there they have actually fluffed up. That is the breakdown of the starches on the potato. Now we're just air drying these a little minute in here, and what you do is you give them a fluffing. Now I'm going to put them in a bowl to fluff up so you can see. Take your potatoes and dunk them in your bowl, and now you can see the potatoes in our bowl, and we do not have to fluff them very hard to put an edge on. So if I just give that a shake round like that, look at the edge on those potatoes. We've now got a fluffed up edge everywhere. That's the breakdown of the starch from the baking powder. Take your tray, put it in the oven, warm up the oil for a minute or so. That is when we add the potatoes. The potatoes are not going into cold oil and they're going to sear immediately underneath. Now I'm going to be using rosemary salt today to actually season the potatoes. You can use ordinary salt, not a problem. If you want to know how to make the rosemary salt, link on the channel right now. I mean, this just smells unbelievable. So we're not trying to get that scorching hot, by the way, we just want it hot. Temperature of the oven about 200 degrees actually. 200, 220, round about there. That's good enough, you know, we're not going to go too long. We're only warming up the oil. And we just take our potatoes and we put them in that oil. Nice and steady. So coat up your potatoes, nice and steady. It doesn't matter if they're not perfectly coated, come on. So as you can see, we have a really nice amount of fluffing of the potato. So all this fancy stuff that everybody tries to con you with, just put in some baking soda for the perfect potato. Rosemary salt, a little bit on there. That will do. In the oven about 30 minutes. Okay, these have had about 25 minutes. Now what we're going to do is flip them over. That is all. So nice and gently we're going to flip them over, and we're going to try and coat them in a little bit of that oil. Okay, and if you want to use any rosemary or anything like that, this is the time that you put it in. Now. So we're back in, we're going to crisp up. Okay, when you've done your roasties to how you like them, and look at those. Now, we don't want them to sit in oil. That's what you don't want to do. So, and they don't want to be overcrowding each other. So I've lifted up, let the oil drain off. Give your potatoes just a minute in there. They don't need much more than that. We just want them to settle a little minute, and some of that oil that they've been sat in drain away. Okay, I've grabbed myself a bowl and we're going to put our potatoes in there. So listen to that. That's our crispy potatoes in there with a little bit of that rosemary salt. Perfect. That's our potatoes. Serve up. Listen to those. Couple of bits of rosemary on the top of there. Job done. And if you want to dress it up just a little bit with a minute amount of sea salt to give those crystals on the top, presentation. There we have it, the perfect roast potato every time. So simple, using baking soda. Crispy on the outside. You ready? Fluffy on the inside. Look at that. That is absolutely red hot. There you go. Look at that. Perfect roast potatoes. No goose fat, no nothing. Cooked in veg oil. However, the outside we use baking soda to break down the starches and use the starch to give that crusty edge. Look at that. Come on, everybody burns their mouth on a roast potato. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy outside. Really soft, delicious flavoured potato inside. They are, listen to that. Perfect. There you go, perfect roast potatoes every time using that method. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make the perfect roast potato. You don't need goose fat, but you need to know how to break down the outside of the potato to give it that crunchiness every time. And if you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.